Good morning everyone, good evening and good afternoon to viewers from all walks of life. This is Denzamos and you're all welcome to the channel of truth, enlightenment, freedom and the channel of breaking empaths free. If it's your first time here, on this channel I talk about narcissism and narcissistic abuse, I talk about spirituality, I talk about personal and self-development, and in case any of this resonates with you, give us a like guys. You can share this video with friends and subscribe. And for those of you who have been with me, you are welcome back and I always thank you for your continued love and support. In this video I'm going to talk about the reason why actually God is plugging people out of your life. So most of you guys, the awakened empaths, the chosen ones on this video, on this channel, is one of the things you're going to notice happening to you. Most of the cases you're going to see, for no apparent reason, people seem to be plugging themselves out of your life. Now, in the early days of my awakening, I did a video that was about 1.5 years ago. And I talked about spirituality and spiritual ascension, growth, and I talked about isolation. Now, in that video, I could have mentioned something like this. And I was trying to say that usually what you're going to notice along your journey, for the most of you guys on this channel even, you're going to notice that for some reason you've started losing friends. What you have to understand, guys, is that it is just you who has awakened. You are the only person who has awakened. Like I've said in my previous video, nobody has awakened with you. So most of the cases, it is going to be painful, and it will also even create a very long period of isolation and separation from the most of the people you used to know. So these will be your best friends. It will be your work colleagues. So like again, most of you might even find yourselves, you have a burning desire to leave your workplaces, to leave your jobs. You have a burning desire to leave your homes. You have a burning desire to do something different for yourself. Because at the moment, at the end of the day, you now believe there is something more to life than what you've always believed. And God is going to do this on purpose. It is going to happen eventually. Guys, if you have not experienced this, you're going to see this along your journey, because you're going to all of a sudden see your family, friends, your friends, your relatives. People are going to start plugging themselves out of your life. And usually, guys, I can guarantee you, it's not going to be very comfortable. It's not going to be comfortable. So it's going to be a very uncomfortable experience. It has happened to me along my journey. And I've learned to embrace this isolation, because eventually I realized that I noticed this separation was actually happening for me. It wasn't happening to me. It was happening for me. You see, the thing is with the awakening empaths, usually many of you and many of us, including me, of course, have been there before. So we have usually had attachment issues. So basically you wanted to stay attached with the families, relatives, you wanted to stay attached with your best friends and close friends. But I can guarantee you guys, the very moment you get the awakening, you go through a very massive shift. And that shift can never allow you to be the same person you used to be. So one of the things you're going to realize is that a lot of people, they will start picking up on your energy, because they will start to notice that there is something going on with you. There is a difference. There's a slight difference. They may notice it in the beginning, and they will think you're not the same person they used to know. So they are going to feel that shift within you. You know what I mean? It may be on a very much more subconscious level. So most of the cases, even you don't know what is going on. So those individuals, because they think and they believe, they even feel that you're not the same person they used to know, they are going to stop to resonate with your energy. So most of the cases, you're going to see them slowly gravitating away from you. I'll tell you guys what's happening behind the scenes. God is actually doing this on purpose, because when you awaken, you have eventually tapped behind the veil. And usually, it is the only person, you are the only one who can look through the illusion. You are the only one who can look through the BS and the lies. So what will happen is, most of these people, they will be actually a little bit intimidated, because most of the cases when they're with you, they will feel as if they are too much exposed, because most of these individuals, like I've always said, they have even been part of the problem. So most of the cases, they have even been feeding off on a very subliminal level. They've been feeding off your energy, even that you didn't know it. So eventually when you awaken, you're going to start looking through them. And eventually you will feel as if sometimes you can just see people for who they are. You can just like feel the lies. You can see the lies. You can detect the lies, even from a distance. You know what I mean? So this kind of situation usually causes separation, because people are now going to start avoiding you on purpose, because they know you can actually figure them out and you know who they are. I mean, on a very much more subconscious level, you really know who they are. You know what I mean? So you will see a lot of people plugging out of your life. Behind the scenes, God is helping you, because spiritual evolution is a journey. Spirituality and spiritual evolution, this is a journey, and it is a journey that you're supposed to take as an individual. Nobody else can come with you. So the moment you start to elevate yourself, to start to want better, to desire better, to try to do better for yourself, because eventually you've known that actually there is more to life than what you've always believed. There is more to life than the previous relationships you've been involved with, the jobs you've been doing previously, and all the lifestyle you've been living previously prior to your awakening. You now understand that there's more to life. Now all of a sudden you discover that you want more in life. You want to do better, you want to live better, you want to live more happier. And because of this, when you start going through the journey of growth and self-development, you are going to notice that actually for some reason there is people who don't like the new version of you. So a lot of people are going to start getting intimidated with the new person you're becoming in this process, and they do not like this. Most of the cases, they're even sometimes feeling very uncomfortable, because whenever they are with you, whenever they talk with you, whenever they discuss something with you, they feel as if they are very much exposed, because you can now look through them much more better than even you used to do before. Now you can look through them and you can know exactly who they are and exactly what they want to say. So there are no more lies. And again, I said it is going to be very painful, because most of the cases you can find that even some of these individuals, they are your own parents. So your own parents, most of the cases, they could have even been subliminally feeding off your energy, even that you didn't know it. But now you can figure it out. And your parents, usually, they're going to become uncomfortable with your energy. So you will see your parents all of a sudden starting to keep a distance. They will start to separate and keep a distance away from you. You have got to know, guys, everything what is happening in the background. God is doing this on purpose, because God wants you to grow. Most of these individuals you have been involved with, the people you have been involved with, most of them have been a problem. You have not known that before, but most of them, I can guarantee you guys, I've had it and I've seen it from experience. Most of those individuals, they have usually been the problem, and they have got to go. So a lot of you empaths, including me, of course, I've healed my own childhood and traumas and everything. But a lot of you empaths, you find yourself that you have got usually attachment issues, or even sometimes I could call them codependency issues, whereby you want to depend on people. You could have been depending on your families for support or for ideas, advice or whatever it is. But at the moment when you awaken, you're going to understand that actually you alone, you yourself, you are enough. It is just you alone and the world. There's nobody else out there. Everything out there, whatever it is around, whatever it is going on in the vicinity, in your environment, it is a reflection of exactly who you are from the inside. I mean, from the inside, on the very deep level. Whatever it is you feel, and your energy will actually reflect in front of you. So most of these things what have been around you, friends, families, activities, even some other time, in some cases, people and places, most of those things, they have usually been an illusion. It's just because you didn't really understand what it was. But I want to make you know in this video, and I want to make you understand, guys, usually everything is happening on purpose. You have got to know there is things that you have got to learn. You cannot learn on the journey of spiritual evolution. You cannot learn new things when you've got distractions. So most of the time, these distractions, the people who have been around you, God is going to remove them out of your life, because God is doing it on purpose so that you can now start to elevate and grow on a much more spiritual level, and even sometimes become a better version of you. So I just want to make you understand that I've already walked that journey. There was a time when it was last year, that was about 1.5 years ago. So it became that point whereby I noticed that actually I was by myself. I was all alone, and I was just by myself doing my own things, and trying to develop new ideas, growing and doing this and that. So you're going to find a journey whereby you're going to find this journey a little bit difficult in that time, because you're going to find yourself alone and isolated. And you have got to understand, awakened empaths, I'm talking to you. Everything what is happening behind the scenes, everything is happening for you. God is starting to remove these individuals, because for you to grow and become a better version of you, you cannot grow with the noise. So most of the cases, God is going to shut down the noise. What do I mean by the noise? He's going to plug out these people who have usually been a part of the destruction. Usually before your awakening, they have been a destruction. Now God is going to start removing these individuals out of your life. Even sometimes it may happen permanently, until you attain a certain level of growth. I'm talking about spiritual growth. Until you attain a certain level of growth, that is when now you're going to start attracting your tribe, because you have got to understand that most of these individuals that you've been involved with, usually they've been very toxic people. You might have been dependent on them, you might have been reliant on them, they might even have been feeding you, housing you, or even sometimes doing these other things, one or two things for you. But when you awaken, guys, you understand that you are enough. You alone, you are enough, and you can do everything by yourself. You do not need validation from anyone. You don't need to be housed. You don't need to be fed. You can have everything. Everything is within you. The moment you start to go within, dig deep within and go within, you're going to find that actually all the answers that you've been looking for as long as you've lived, everything has always been within, and it has never been out of you. So you're going to start going within and asking yourself the questions, and as well answering these things for yourself. But the very moment that happens, guys, I will guarantee you, you're going to start walking towards becoming a better version of you, because now you're walking through life without chaos. You're walking through life without drama. You're walking through life without noise. The noise has got to be shut down. So a lot of things is happening behind the scenes. You may not know it. You may not see it. You may not even know sometimes why things are happening, but a lot of things are happening for you. There is work being done behind the scenes, and God is protecting you, and God is protecting your journey so that you can grow and become a better version of you. So guys, that being said, in this video, do not beat yourself up. Do not ask yourself questions why things are happening for you. You should ask yourself the question, what have you got to learn from those experiences? If people are living your life, separating themselves from you, ask yourself, what have you got to learn from that? Don't ask yourself why it is happening to you. Ask yourself, understand that actually everything what's happening behind the scenes is actually happening for you. So that being said, guys, it's been a lovely day to have you guys on board. Very beautiful day in the nature. I hope everything resonates, and in case it does, of course, as always, you guys know the drill. You can always leave me a comment in the comments, section below. I'll get back in touch with you. Much love and blessings. Desmo signing out, and I'll catch you soon.